I'm with John Hennessy, who is the chairman of the board of Alphabet, Google, and the former president of Stanford University, and also an entrepreneur in his own right. You co-founded MIPS computing system, and won an award, the Turing Award for computer science, the most prestigious award in the world. So that's just a part of your resume.
That's a good part.
What I think is a big part of your success, I'm sure it is the fact that you are a reader. But you don't read an average number of books. You read an exceptional number of books like we have here. At the back of your own book, which is called Leading Matters, you have what's called a coda, like an appendix. You don't just recommend 5 or 6 books. You recommended 150 books, some of which are here. Everything from Walter Isaacson's book on Leonardo, which was wonderful, Doris Kearns Goodwin on Lincoln and Washington and others. I know it's a hackneyed expression. Great leaders are readers. I say that all the time because it's true. It's true, isn't it?
I agree with it. I agree. For me, it's very simple. If you're in a leadership position, how do you want to learn the lessons? Do you want to make the mistakes yourself? Do you want to find yourself in difficult situations with uncertainty and you're not clear how to navigate? Or do you want to try to learn from some people who've had to deal with difficult situations, how they faced them and how they dealt with them? I'd rather read about how those people did it and then hopefully extract lessons that I can use.
And amazingly, interestingly, a lot of these people were great communicators of themselves. Abraham Lincoln was Doris Kearns Goodwin, and I didn't know this at the time until I read, I think this one, Team of Rivals, that Abraham Lincoln was a great storyteller. People would come from all around, from villages all around to see this magnificent storyteller. He didn't have PowerPoint back then. He didn't have TED Talks, but he brought them together through the power of the way he articulated his vision. That's incredible.
He did. He was a great storyteller, also a great user of humor in many ways, and I think that was very effective. Washington, one of the things that Washington was renowned for was his willingness to talk to the ordinary soldier. And that was a very different image than in the British military system, where the generals at the top were lords and never communicated with the lowly soldier.
People like you are interesting for me to interview. I've been studying inspiring leaders for 20 years, and I've interviewed so many people for books and columns and articles. The readers are more interesting because they can pull from so many different disciplines and ideas. How do we convince college students, aspiring leaders, entrepreneurs, that reading a ton of nonfiction business books, biographies, is their secret weapon to success? How do we convince them? Because this surveys show people do not read nearly as much as we think they do.
That's right. Of course, many other forms of infotainment interfere with reading, with that in-depth experience that comes from reading. I think we have to introduce them to the value of reading and what they can learn from those books. And that means thinking hard about what you're going to read, what you're going to ask students to read, so that you can extract insights from that.
Yeah. John Hennessy, thank you so much, and thank you for your marvelous book.
Thank you, Carmine.